everybody, I just wanted to show you how messy my kitchen is looking right now. Now it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I've got the water running because I need hot water and it takes a little while to come through. I'm going to pop this in there so I can give that a wash. I'm going to be baking today, and last night I was so tired, the last thing I felt like doing was actually doing the dishes. Like, I mean, the dishwasher is clean. So, it's washed everything. I've got to unpack that, then I've got to pack this and rewash. I'm about to go over to the cattery and do the cats. As you can see outside, it's looking a little bit overcast. It's not overly warm here at all. Heat pump is blaring away and we need to get some more wood. But my husband's down at the boat, so he's working down there at the moment, so that will have to wait, as I can't get down and actually do the wood. But we will have the heat pump blaring today to actually keep us nice and toasty warm. Anyhow guys, I'll pop back shortly and let you know how I'm going with the kitchen and popping over to do the cattery, as I said, and feed the cats, and then I'll be back and we'll be going through our baking day, which you'll be coming along with me. So I'll be back shortly. As you can see, I'm almost out of bread, so that is one of the things I will be making today, is bread from Kate, Coffee with Kate's bread recipe. The Homemade Housewife is one of her books. If you have not seen her books, I suggest you try and get them out at the library, or they're not very expensive. Go and actually purchase them on, oh gosh, what's it called? Amazon is where I got mine from, I think, or the Book Depository. Absolutely love the book. I read it from cover to cover within, well and truly within the day. But I will link below her site and also the recipe for this bread. So please pop on over to her channel and have a look at her. If you like this sort of video, you're going to love her as well. She's got a lot of subscribers and she does a lot of wonderful content, so well worthwhile popping over to her channel, Coffee with Kate. So I'll link that below for you in the description box. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm just going to be making some protein bites, and I thought you might like to come along and actually make them with me. So what we need is 2 cups of peanut butter, 1 cup of old-fashioned oats, half a cup of milled flax, and 1/4 cup of honey. So we're going to get started by, the flax that I have is not milled. So I'm going to try and, I don't know if I need to mill it. I haven't actually made these before. So this is all trial and error. These pieces look like they're very, very small pieces, but I'm assuming they're meant to, when it's saying milled, it's meant to be of a consistency of, can you see that? Sorry guys, let me see if I can get this back into the frame. There we go. Like a powdery consistency. I'm not really sure. I don't know if they form a powder, but this is all our supermarket had down here. Now look, I'm in Tasmania in Australia, so we probably don't have a lot of the ingredients that you guys in America use. I actually got this recipe from Large Family Table. So look, I think I'm just going to leave it, the fact that they're actually just little pieces of flax, and they don't seem to be milling down at all, so I don't know if they're actually meant to do that. But when I get a chance to go to one of the health food stores, if we actually like this, I will try and get some from there if they have any. So we needed to put in the, well, we'll go with this. We might as well go with this, because that's the 1/2 cup of flaxseed that I've already measured out. So we might as well put them in whilst they're there. Whoa, almost landed that one on my toe. We don't want that. We need 1 cup of old-fashioned oats. So where's my 1/2 cup measure? Here it is. So, goodness me, there's stuff everywhere. I actually did make a video for you not long ago with my camera and I can't get it actually off, so I don't know how that went. So we wanted 1 cup of old-fashioned oats. So this is half a cup. And so 2 of those will give us obviously 1 cup. So 2 of those. We needed 2 cups of peanut butter. So we'll grab a knife is going to be the easiest to try and help us get this out of here. I'm not going to eyeball it because I haven't made these before. So we're actually just going to measure it into this wonderful half a cup. And when we kind of get a little bit of a feel, that's kind of thereabouts. So that's half a cup. And so I think we'll just kind of guesstimate the next bit. Can't be that bad. So that's 1 cup. And then we'll get another couple of those. I guess we just add a little bit more or a little bit less or something if it's not going to actually appear to be what it should. That's okay, let's keep going. Okay, so let's just say that's 2 cups for argument's sake. Looking for our honey. What's that? Okay, honey is in the fridge. We go over to the fridge. And what did you know it? There it is, right up at the very top. Behind the yogurt. So we'll 1/4 cup of honey. This will be fun because it's going to be very thick to get in here. Is that that's 1/3 of a cup. So 1/4 cup of honey. Put that, and that way any spillages can go straight into the bowl. Probably be easier if we had a jar of honey that you could just pop the spoon into maybe. But that's okay, we'll just hold this here to let it come out as fast as it possibly can. I'm squeezing it tight. However, as you probably know, with my MS, my hands are absolutely numb, so yes, I think I'm squeezing it tight, but I actually may not be, so keep on going. Come on, guys. This is really thick being in the fridge. If I had a thought ahead, I would have pulled it out, but no. We'll just keep letting it drizzle on in. What are you guys up to today? Have you done any baking or any cooking, or is there something that you want to talk about? If there is, just let me know in the comments below, and we can try and talk about something other than me just trying to get this honey out. It's very slow going. Well, this is a second boo-boo I've had whilst actually trying to make you videos on my cooking skills. And as I said in my last video, that I'm not here to do things perfect. I'm here just to have a bit of fun and cook some things for my family and make some things. Like this isn't actually cooking. This is just, there's no cooking to this whatsoever. You actually put it in the fridge to let it firm up a little bit before you roll it. So still going. Oh my goodness, this is going to take for ages. Hopefully I can figure out how to fasten up the video so you're not having to stand there and watch all of this rubbish. But anyhow, it's all a learning process, isn't it? I guess we all learn by doing things. Anyhow, my recipes aren't going to be all perfect recipes. They're just homemade, basic cooking skills. Nothing too hard. Although this honey is hard to get out. So, but Probably don't use this honey in this sort of squeezy container if you're wanting to use it. Make sure you take it out of the fridge prior to actually doing this. There you go. At least it's a lesson for everybody, isn't it? You guys probably know better. But anyhow, we've still got a little way to go with this honey. It's driving me insane. Oh, my goodness. I've, as I say, I made some cheese and bacon scones earlier with you in another video, but now I'm having trouble trying to get my computer to actually play those on the SIM card because it's just one of those things when you're new to all of this sort of thing. Everything's a learning curve. I'm not great with technology. I wonder if I could have got that off. Oh, hello, wake up sunshine, look at that. Yep, well, we can all see that I've had one of those days. There we go. And some honey, guys. There we go, let's say that's our honey portion done. How stupid. Maybe check that next time, Melissa, that you can actually take off the cap. Oh, well, at least we can all have a bit of a laugh. Alrighty, so that's our 2 cups of peanut butter, and 1 cup of old-fashioned oats, half a cup of meal flax, and 1/4 cup of honey. To the best of our ability, therefore, it's not going to be perfectly measured out, but that's okay. You know, who wants to be perfect? It's no fun in being perfect all the time. It's a big sticky mess. Alrighty, that's that one out of the way. Put that in some water. Okay, then what we're going to be doing. It tells us that we can add a couple of different things for flavour. So this is a basic recipe. Then you can add cocoa, or if you want, okay, let me read this out to you. For cocoa bites, you add 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder and 1/2 cup of choc chips. If you want cranberry, raisin and choc chip, or you can have coconut walnut energy bites, chocolate chip raisin, cranberry coconut, or coconut choc chip. So we need to mix all of this together, and then we can add in some of the other things. Let's make cranberry and choc chip. So we need 1/2 cup of dried cranberries and 1/2 cup of raisins and 1/2 cup of chocolate. Cranberry, raisin, choc chip. All right. So let's find all of those ingredients. So we need choc chips. Did you say raisins? Raisins and cranberries. Alrighty. Here we go, guys. We're going to add in 1/2 cup of these 3. So we'll give, is that our 1/2 cup? Yep. So 1/2 cup of chopped chips. Of raisins, and 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. Alrighty, so let's get these little puppies out of there. Alright, let's get rid of that. This is going to be fun, trying to mix all this up. Probably get a spoon. a wooden spoon. Alrighty, it's a big sticky mess. It'll come together in a minute. How can it not come together with all of this peanut butter and honey in it? I think it would be easier to melt the peanut butter and the honey and then kind of pour it in just to get a consistent, flavour throughout. I'm just worried that we're going to end up getting big globs of, and that's probably because of my silly hands, big globs of peanut butter. Might be alright. And the honey not through it, which is what concerns me, because the honey was a pain. But you know, recipes, as far as I'm concerned, you try them once and then you kind of twerk it. That's actually nice. Now I'm going to pop it into one of these. Actually, I'll get one of our other bowls. One of these smaller bowls, and pop it all in to here. And then, this is just a smaller bowl, that's all, to actually pop into the fridge for chilling before we roll it, before we roll them into little balls. So you could really add anything you wanted to. It's your recipe at the end of the day. It's very nice. Anyhow, that's probably will do. Now I've only made the one. I didn't double the recipe or anything because I want to try it first to see if it's going to be something that we like, or and then if it is, well, then we can actually make, you know, a double or triple batch next time. So thanks for watching, guys. That's that part, and I'll pop back and show you when we actually roll it. Okay, everybody, we're up to making our bread. As I showed you before, we are very much out of our bread, so I'm making some more. And in doing that, we need 3 cups of water, hot water, which is why I showed you it's not boiling. Otherwise, it would actually not react very well with the yeast at all. So that was 2 cups. Hopefully we'll get 3. Nope, another one. It's 3 cups of water, of warm water, and then we need some yeast. And this is the yeast that I'm using. It's just normal instant dried yeast. And we need 2 tablespoons. So we'll pop that on here. 1, 2 tablespoons. And put a little bit more. I always like to put just a little smidgen more when you're measuring out things with incorrect measurements, such as a proper tablespoon. So we're putting that in, then we're going to add the 5 cups of flour, and then we're going to stir it, and we're going to cover it with a towel, and we're going to let it sit in the sun. Or we've got no sun at the moment, so just a warm spot. So we need 5 cups of white flour. Now this is a just a 1 cup measure. I always keep it in here. So let's hope we've got 5 cups in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, oops, 5, we need to fill that one up again, 5 cups. And then we we'll be stirring it and covering it with a towel, as I just said. And I don't think I have any more wooden spoons left. Never mind. We just improvise with what we actually do have when we don't have it. So we'll just stir this. And this recipe, as you probably know, if you listened earlier, it is out of Kate's book. Now, Kate Singh, oops, let's see if I can actually, oops, where are we going? There we go. The Homemade Housewife, that's one of her books. She does write, so she's got a few out there for you to choose from. But on page, oh, no pages, numbers, we're doing the wheat bread. So that's the one we're doing. So that's, she's Coffee with Kate. I suggest you pop over to her channel and make sure you have a bit of a look and subscribe. Tell her I sent you and said hi. And it's like a little community. We all like to refer people to our channels and things like that when you find someone that you actually resonate with. I'm hoping this isn't too noisy for you, but you just give it a stir. Now I make this at least every second day. I no longer buy bread because it's just so easy to make. I'm going to make this one a plain one, and tomorrow I'm actually going to make another one, but I'm going to put some raisins and some cinnamon and whatnot in it, because this is the basic recipe, and then as she says, you can add raisins, cinnamon, whatever you like. So I just thought, well, we'll do that. And I normally just make the plain, so I'd like to try something different, but I need plain as well, so we'll make that one for today. And then we will come back and have a look at as it's risen, but that's where it is at the moment. We're going to cover that with a wet towel and pop it in a warmer spot for it to rise. So these are our cheese and bacon scones that I made earlier. I actually did make them with you guys, but I used my camera, and I'm not certain how to get the video or photos off my actual SIM card, because my daughter's got it set up onto her account, and yeah, I just need my own account, I think, and to learn how to actually get it done properly, because I can't get it off at this point in time, but I will do. When she gets home, she'll go through it with me. But anyhow, I made these for my husband for his lunches and whatnot throughout the week. Really, really simple, easy recipe. So once we actually get that up, I'll be able to point you in the right direction for that. Very, very simple and easy and delicious. As you can see, I had one for my lunch, but I'll bring you back shortly and we'll have a look at that bread. Okay guys, we're back again, and our bread has risen. As you can see, it's really nice and airy, which is what we want. So now in Kate's book, it's actually telling us that we will, this is the point that if you're wanting to add anything else, that's when you do so. But we also need to add in 2 cups of whole wheat or whatever else you want to use. As she says here, you can, you know, put 1.5 cups of flour and then half a cup of something else, whatever you want to do. So that's the point where you do all of that. But so what we're going to do, because I'm just wanting plain, I'm going to add 2 cups of flour. So this is 1/2 cup. So that's 1/2 cup. 1. And 2 cups there. And wouldn't you know it, I've done all the washing up from where I was cooking earlier, and everything that I need is now going to be pretty much in the dishwasher, which isn't ready for another hour and 7 minutes. So it says stirring the cups of flour and whatever else you want to put in there, so that's all we're putting in there. So yes, let me find something so I'm not going to get extremely sticky, dirty hands. Oh, here's another wooden spoon, thankfully. Alrighty, we'll use that. And then after we do this, stir this flour in, we're going to pop it in a bowl. It says you can wash the bowl and, you know, or wash the bowl and put it in with oil. I never worry about doing that. All I do is pretty much put this in and then cover it up again and then pop it aside to rise until doubled in size. So that's all I do there. I will flop it out onto this surface, and this is where I will knead it as well. So for any of you wonderful bread makers out there, you know, I'm watching this thinking, that's not the way you do it. Oh, you know what? This is the way I do it. So that's absolutely fine. So everybody does things different, as I've said to you before. I'm not a chef, a cook, a baker, or any of those things. This is just a channel to have a little bit of fun and to actually do normal household tasks. I kind of like the idea of being back in the 1950s. A couple of years ago, I actually dressed in 1950s style. Wherever I went, I was dressed completely with my hair, my makeup done, my dresses on, my, what do you call it, the netting skirts underneath. And that's how I dressed every day, regardless of whether I was going out or staying at home. That was just something that I wanted to do. So I do love the 1950s style, and I do love, you know, the thought of being back and just being a housewife back in that era. Some of you may laugh at that. That's, you know, that's fine as well, but that's just something that I think would be really nice. You know, thinking back what it would be like, not that I was there. Gosh, I am 47. It was a long way from my life, you know, being a housewife and so forth. But, you know, it's reminiscing about things that you've seen on TV and what you hear and whatnot. That's all in, you know, having fun and learning about different things. So this is just one of the things that they would have done back then, would have been to make your own bread. And because I'm wanting to be a little bit more frugal and living that sort of lifestyle, I haven't brought bread in about 3 or 4 weeks since I started doing this. And everybody's really enjoying the bread. It tastes really nice. It's really nice to be able to get here and knead it and to actually see it take shape. You have to excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold. So if I'm sniffing, I do apologise. I don't mean to. But anyhow, that's all we're going to do with that one. We're going to pop it back here. As I say, I don't oil my bowl or anything. I just pop it back in the same bowl. I put the same wet tea towel over the top. And what I've been doing, as we've got no sun or it's not warm here in Tassie today, I've got my oven on ready to cook this bread, and all I'm doing is sitting it over the top, on top of the oven. So I'm going over to do that now. It's just a nice warm spot. And really silly wearing a black t-shirt when you're kneading bread. But anyhow, all right guys, we'll pop back shortly and we'll show you the next step. Okay, for those of you who are asking, this is just a pastry mat. It's got all the measurements and so forth on it. I've just given it a wipe over to get rid of all of the flour from the making the bread. It's as easy as that. Then I roll it up, it's ready to go again. So that's as simple as that. I like using that for those spills. Hi guys, this time we're actually making chocolate sandwich cookies. Now this recipe is out of a Dining on a Dime cookbook. Don't know if you can see that properly, Dining on a Dime cookbook. So if you haven't popped onto her channel, pop over to Living on a Dime and have a look. She's got some wonderful content. She actually wrote this book with her mum, and it's got some wonderful recipes in here. She's great with saving money and things like that as well, so it's really worthwhile going and having a look at their channel. But anyhow, we're going to be making these cookies. I haven't tried them before, so we try and do them to the best of our ability to the recipe. Then we can change them up if we want to. So it's telling us to cream, margarine and sugar and the eggs. Oh, I feel like I'm out of breath. I've been running around the kitchen. Alrighty, so we want 1 1/4 cups of margarine or butter. So we're going to measure that out. So here's our quarter. So that's a quarter of a cup. And now we need 1 cup. That's a third and that's a third. Everything's in the dishwasher because I've been baking all day. So this is a 1/2 cup. So we need obviously 2 of these. So that looks like about 1/2 cup there. And then we'll do another 1/2 cup, which will give us 1 1/4 cups of butter. Almost there. There we go. 1 1/4 cups of butter. So we'll now get out our other ingredients. Oops, come off. There we go. Alrighty, so now what did we need? Oh, I've got butter on my finger. Luckily I've got nice clean hands. Always wash my hands before I cook. Cream butter, sugar. So we need 2 cups of sugar. So let's grab our sugar, move our butter out of the way. Oops. Of course I'm going to spill everything. And it's just normal white sugar. Not sure if you can get much of a shot, but anyhow, I'm doing my best. Okay, a 1/2 cup. So we want, how much did I say? 2 cups. So we need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 cups of sugar. Our margarine and our sugar. We needed 2 eggs. So we'll crack our eggs. I know these guys are nice and fresh, so I don't worry about cracking them into something separate first. I know I probably should, but I've not had a problem before. Alrighty, so that's our 2 eggs and our vanilla. I think we'll start doing this first. So we'll just pop it on low to start with. We're creaming that together. What did I put my... I've got my vanilla. There we go. 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and this is a vanilla bean paste that I use, so we'll don't need as much of that, but still use a teaspoon anyhow. That's getting a nice consistency in there. So we will now pop that up. It's nice and creamed together. So now we add to cream mixture. It says combine flour, cocoa, data. I'm not going to combine it all together. I'm just going to pop it in. So we having some salt, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll just eyeball that one. Excuse my sniffing. I've got a bit of a cold. Salt. 2 cups of flour, of all-purpose flour. Again, we've got 1/2 cup here. So we need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of our flour we need. 3/4 cup of cocoa. So we're using the Cadbury's cocoa. So 3/4 cup. So we've got half a cup, and then we'll do half of that one, and that'll be our 3/4 cup. Close enough to. And we need some baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Whoa! And we won't put the rest of that in. That I shouldn't do over the bowl, obviously. Never mind. Okay, so we'll pop that back down, and then we will get everything off our book. Oops, set that to mix. Give our book a bit of a wipe off. So then we need to, we've done that, we've combined the flour, the cocoa, the soda, salt, add to cream mixture, drop teaspoons onto a cookie sheet and bake at 350 for 8 to 9 minutes, and then cool. So we've done all that, so that's all mixed in there. We'll turn that out. As you can see, that's a really nice consistency. So we'll just scrape all that off. Dun, 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 dun. Why has a Christmas carol come into my head all of a sudden? No clue, but anyhow. So there we go, that's all done. And then we're just going to drop that in by teaspoons onto a floured surface. A cookie sheet. Grab those out now. And I'll pop back in a minute and I'll show you what we're doing next. Okay, we're back again. Our cookie sheet now has the parchment paper on it, or the non-stick or baking paper, however you pronounce it or whatever you call it, wherever you are. So now all we're going to do is get teaspoons and actually drop it on like that. Very, very simple. And we're just going to try and make them relatively the same size, because they are going to be sandwiched together, don't forget, with some cream in the center. So they are going to be having a mate. So we want to kind of make sure that as best as we can, we get them all roughly the same size. So their little mates are the same size when you pop them together. Otherwise you're going to have a big bottom and a little top, or a little top and a big bottom, whichever way you want to put it. But this mixture, I mean, I prefer mixture over actual cake or cookies any day. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but for me, that's the best part. And I had a little taste of this mixture, and oh my goodness. If the cookies are going to come out as well as what the mixture tastes, we're going to be very, very happy. And I'm sure my husband and my daughter and her boyfriend are going to really enjoy these as well, because they'll be home shortly. And we're starting to lose battery power. I'm going to have to charge up my phone, I think. before I lose you all shortly, I'll just get this one done and then I'll go off and do the second tray while I charge my phone, I think. And then I'll pop them in the oven, and once they get out, hopefully we'll have enough charge left on our battery to get through the last little bit and actually joining these little babies together. But anyhow, we'll fill this little bit up and see how the phone's going. Do you prefer chocolate or vanilla cookies? Do you have a preference? Okay guys, well there's that done. I'm going to stop this now and go and do what I said and put my phone on charge, and I'll fill up the next baking tray and pop it in the oven as well. Okay guys, so it's the end of the evening, pretty much. It's almost 8 o'clock I think in Australia. Here's my baking for the day. We have our cheese and bacon scones. We have our chocolate cream biscuits, 2 loaves of bread, and our protein balls. Anyhow guys, that's my day of cooking. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.